So many women say, I cannot leave. I have kids. I can't leave my job. I need the financial stability. I got to maintain this paycheck in order to take care of my kids. And I understand that because I was 42 years old. I had three kids at home, an 8-year old, a 9-year old, and a 14-year old. And I too needed that check to pay these bills, to keep this roof over these kids' heads, and to take care of them. But I want you to really think about what our mind is doing and where we are in this process. If you know that you are in a job or in a space that is toxic, that is causing you harm, that is not fulfilling for you, that you know that you can have more, you can do more, you can be more, this is the live for you. This is the video that you need to watch because I want to give you a different way to think about this. And a lot of times we will think about it from one perspective and not the other perspective. I'm also going to share with you what the power of our mind and what it is likely doing and why it is that you believe the things that you believe. So first I want you to think about, just detach from everything, and I want you to think about, when was the last time you went to your favorite restaurant? Yeah, you heard me right. Think about your favorite restaurant. When was the last time that you went to your favorite restaurant? And if you don't mind, tell us in the chat, what's your favorite restaurant? What is your favorite restaurant? One of my favorite restaurants is Capitol Grill. I like to go to Capitol Grill, and they have amazing food. What's your favorite restaurant? Is it Applebee's? Is it Olive Garden? Is it Cheddar's? Is it Capitol Grill? What is your favorite restaurant? So when you go into your restaurant, or any restaurant for that matter, when you sit down at the table and you begin to look through the menu, what do you order? And I want you to be honest with yourself. It's just you. You're in your own brain. Comment in the chat and let us know. But what do you order? So when you open up the menu and you see what it is that they serve, whether you've been there before or not, what do you order? So I want you to think about this. When you go into the restaurant, do you know what you're going to get? Do you already know what you're going to get? Or are you one of those people who you look the menu up online before you got there? Did you already look the menu up to make sure they had something that you wanted, or to make sure that you could afford what it was they were offering, that it was within your price range? Did you order the appetizer and the meal entree and a dessert? Or did you just go straight to the entree? How do you order when you go to the restaurant? Do you limit yourself? Oh, she said Perry's Steakhouse. Okay, Perry's Steakhouse. And so when you go to the restaurant and you sit down, do you already know what you want? Do you try something new? Do you, experiment and say, okay, I'm gonna try this time? Or do you get the exact same thing every time? Now, I'm a little bit like that. Now, let me be honest with you. I'm a little bit like that. I tend to order the same thing every time because I am a very picky eater, okay? So, do you order the same thing every time? Do you try something new? Do you try the special? Do you take the recommendations from the waiter who is sharing the day's menu with you, that special item, that special fish that they've flown in? Are you going to try the different types of steak? Are you going to do the filet this time? Are you going to do the porterhouse next time? Are you going to do the strip the next time? New York, how do you order? And then if the sides, or she said she tries something new, oh, I like you. Oh, all right. And so do you order the a la carte sides, or do you just go with what's on the menu? So I really want us to think about this restaurant behavior, because a lot of times we can't see our regular behavior in our own life. But if we take the behavior outside of what we do in our work life, we can then see the connection. So if we think about what we do when we go into the restaurant, when I go into the restaurant, if they don't have what you want, like when you look on the menu and they don't have what you want, what do you do? What do you do when you look on the menu and you don't see anything appetizing? So for me, I don't eat any seafood. I don't eat any seafood. I don't eat a lot of things. I don't eat a lot of things. And so when I go into a restaurant, first of all, I typically don't look up the menu ahead of time because I am positive that they will have something there that will satisfy me. So when my friends always are calling me to go to a restaurant, I never look up the menu. She said she choose something else. Okay, let's talk about that. I don't look at the menu. Now, I have a best friend. She always looks at the menu. And she'll call and she'll say, well, now you know they don't have any chicken on there. And I'll be like, oh, that's okay, but I know they'll have something there for me. So basically, I eat chicken. I don't eat a lot of meats. And okay, here's the quirk. Y'all ready for the quirk? I don't eat anything that looks like what it is. Okay. Go ahead, talk about me. I don't eat anything that looks like what it is. So if it's a shrimp, it looks like a shrimp, I don't eat it. It's a crab leg, it looks like a crab leg, I don't eat it. Anything that physically looks like what it is, I don't eat it. That's why I don't eat fish. If fish comes out and it looks like a fish, a red snapper, oh my God, I would never eat that. So anyway, that's my quirk, okay? So when I'm ordering my food, first of all, I'm there to have a great time. I'm gonna have me a social drink, an alcoholic beverage. I drink. You're an adult. You can drink if you want to. I have me a drink. I order my drink, and then we order an appetizer. Do you not order the appetizer? So some people will say, I'm not ordering an appetizer because I'm not that hungry and I'm not ordering an appetizer. A lot of times it's that you don't want the price of the appetizer, and that's okay. I'm not shaming you. I want us to think about this. And then when we get to the menu item, do we order the menu item that we want? Do we look at the prices of the steak? Do we look at the prices of the other items? And do we make our decision off of the price or off of what you believe you're going to get and what you're going to experience? That's what I really want us to think about. And then if there is not anything on the menu that you want, do you just order something else? Or do you make a request to the back chef? Do you make a request and ask the waiter, can you all make me this? I want you to think about that. Do you ask the chef to make you something? So when I go to a restaurant and they don't have anything other than seafood on the menu, I will notify the waiter or waitress and say, can you go and please talk to the chef, let him or her know that I don't eat XYZ, but I absolutely love chicken breast. Is it possible for him or her to make me a chicken breast? It's not on the menu, but the expectation is that they have it. It's just not on the menu and I can have it. And 9 times out of 10, they have it. It's just not on the menu. They have it back there. It's just not on the menu. But think about the person who would never ask. Think about the person who would only look at the menu and take what it is they gave you. And think about if they don't have something that is appetizing or pleasing to you, then you settle for the next best thing. Oh, she said, I never request anything off the menu. You should try it. Yes, I want us to think about this. She said she never looks at the price. If I don't have it, I'm not there. Okay. So that is, I want us to think about why, and think about the people who, when you look at the tomahawk steak and it's $77 and you didn't really want to spend $77. So then you go down to the ribeye, which is $45, and you order the ribeye. And we're just using this as an analogy, okay? I want you to think about what that is saying. And we're going to talk about what these limiting beliefs are that we have. And you can't work through a problem until you figure out what the limiting belief is that you have. And so that's why we're doing this, because I really want us to think about our restaurant behavior when we go in. What is it that we do? What is it that we're expecting? What are our thoughts around money at the restaurant? Girl, I'm not paying for that. That is way too much. Girl, I'm having one drink. They're not going to take all my money today. Nah, girl, them drinks is too high. Those drinks are almost $20 a piece. I'm not getting no second drink. I want us to think about our restaurant behavior. They don't have what you want. Do you ask off the menu? Do you make a request? Do you ever make a request at the restaurant? And why not? They're there to serve you. Their literal job is to serve you. And they gave you a recommendation with the menu. That was a recommendation. And you said, I don't like what you're recommending. Let me see if you have this other thing. I want you to think about that. And I want you to think about when it's, like when you order with no mushrooms, with that's not on the menu, but you're still making the request and you're getting the request and you expect it. So why is it that we expect in one area, but not in the other area? Okay. If you have a particular drink that you drink and it's not on the menu, do you get the drink that's on the menu, or do you tell them what it is you drink and have them to go make it? Like if it's like maybe you drink a strawberry Manhattan and all it is a Manhattan with a splash of strawberry. Have them make it. It's not on the menu. Maybe you drink whatever it is you drink. It's not on the menu. Go have them make it for you. So that has to do with what it is that we are expecting. That has to do with what it is we believe we can have. That has to do with what we believe we deserve and what we believe we can get. Because I tell you what, the power of the mind is so important. So we're going to talk about the limiting beliefs. Hey, Professor Sunflower. Hey, hey. So we're going to talk about the limiting beliefs that hold us back. I know that's Olivia. Yes, yes. So we're talking about when people say, a lot of times we say, and I said it too, so I ain't shaming nobody. I can't leave my job. I got kids. I got to take care of my kids. And we will stay at a toxic job. And so we were using the analogy of the restaurant to help us to understand our mindset for those of us who can be honest about what it is that we do when we go into the restaurant. And so it goes back to these limiting beliefs or what's keeping us stuck in these places that we don't want to be in. And so, and this is in any part of life, not just in your job. This goes for relationships. This goes for all parts of life. This goes for your finances. This is towards everything. So I'm going to review with you the 10 essential limiting beliefs that you're likely experiencing. And your job is to really identify which one is you. Okay. Eat and Work Out says good stuff. All right. So we're going to talk about the first one. You have a limiting belief around finances. You don't believe that you can leave your job. You don't believe that you'll be able to take care of your kids because you don't think that you can afford, that you can find another job that'll pay you what you're currently making and give you benefits. Let's be honest. That's the number one reason most of us stay in a toxic job. We don't believe we're going to find another job. Nobody else is going to hire us. We're not talented. We're not skilled. We're not going to be able to find another job. And girl, these benefits are good. Ain't nobody going to give me these types of benefits. If that's you, put a 1 in the chat. If that's you, put a 1 in the chat. Number 2, skills. We believe that our skills are only good in the school system. I went to school to be a teacher. I learned how to be a teacher. I've been a teacher for 15 years. I don't know anything else I can do because all I know how to do is be a teacher. Your skills are not good anywhere other than the school system. And so that's why you believe that you have to stay in that school system and that the school system, thank you for the fire and hearts. Thank you. That the school system is the only place that will pay you for your skills. You don't believe that your skills are transferable. And a lot of times we will say that we believe it, but then we won't act in the way. That's just talk that you're doing. It's not true. Because if you did, you wouldn't just apply for other teacher jobs. You know that there are skills that you have that are transferable into other positions. Number 3, this is a big one, y'all. Identity and purpose. Identity and purpose. This is what we say. Teaching is my calling. I won't be fulfilled if I do anything else. I gotta be a teacher. Y'all, come on now. Come on now. You can teach in a number of different ways. Teaching exists in more than just in a classroom. And so we have tied our identity to the idea of teaching, to the profession of teaching. And so that's why we say, I'm a teacher. That's why we dress like a teacher. That's why we act like a teacher. That's why we talk like a teacher. That's why we wear our hair like a teacher. That's why we wear our makeup like a teacher, because our identity and purpose are tied to teaching. Teaching can be your calling, but it does not have to only exist in a school system. It does not have to only exist in a school system. All of us that have kids, we teach our kids at home. We're their first teachers, period. We're their first teachers. I teach my nieces and nephews all the time. I educate them all the time. And teaching happens in more than just school systems. So I need us to understand that. Number 4, we are afraid of failure. We have a limited belief around failing. We believe that if we try something new, that you won't be able to come back. Like if you mess it up, if you fail, if it doesn't go right, you will not be able to make a comeback. And why do you believe that? All of us done failed tests before in college. All of us done failed tests before in school. And guess what? We still passed them courses. So we have a limiting belief around failure. if I try something new, I won't be able to come back. It's not true, y'all. Number 5, this is a big one, and especially for high achieving women. We have a limiting belief around the judgment that we will receive from others. We think that people will think that if you quit your job, you leave your job, that you're being irresponsible or that you're incapable of handling the demands of the job. And we believe that people are going to judge us about that. They're going to talk about us about that, talk about us around that. And they are going to be, mean and say nasty things about us. First of all you need to do is mind the business that pays you. What people say about you behind your back is not your business. You need to not be worried about that. She said, ding dong, Dr. D, I'm here. Thank you for continuing to go live in May. You are walking the walk and talking the talk for others like myself in education, because in the education consultant space. You are so welcome. So let's think, like, we got to get past this limiting belief around people are going to judge us. That's internal work that we need to do ourselves. Number 6, time and energy. This is a big one, because remember, the number one reason that people say they can't leave their job is because they need the financial stability so they can take care of their kids. I can't leave because I need this job. I need this paycheck. I need to be able to take care of these kids. And so then they tied the idea of a limiting belief around how much time and energy they have. And so they say, I don't have the time while I'm taking care of my kids. I'm going to wait until my kids get bigger. I'm going to wait until they get older. I'm going to wait until they graduate high school. Who would do that? Why would you do that? Why would you want your kids to see you? They see you. Your children see you. They see you suffering. They see you in misery. They see you unhappy. And you're teaching them you stay at a job and be unhappy so you can pay your bills. Your bills is your number one priority. And so instead of using the time and energy that is needed and explaining to our children, I am going to do something different because you always have to make sure that you are happy. We teach our kids that their job is the number one priority. That's what you as parents and me as parents have demonstrated to our children. Your job is the number one priority. Girl, don't you miss no work. You better get yourself to work. And we breathe that in them even when they're in middle school and elementary and high school. No, you can't miss no day of school. No, you got to go to school. No, I don't feel well. I'm staying home. We won't let them stay home. Well, if you stay home, in my household, when I was growing up, if we got sick, we needed to go to the hospital. We had to go to the doctor. You could not just be sick and stay home. And so that told us when we got on our job, unless you're going to the hospital or to your doctor, you go to work. These lessons transfer over. And these are limiting beliefs that we have that we need to really think about where they came from and how we are going to move past them. The next one, number 7, this one, y'all gonna stop with this one. Healthcare. Uh, I carry the insurance for my family. I can't find no more health care. I got to keep this job because I'm the one who carry the insurance. You know what? I hear this so much. I want to get a shirt made that says, more than teachers have insurance. You can get health insurance. I am not in a school system. I have my own business. I have insurance that's better than yours. Why do we believe that we can only get health care? And then this is the other thing. I have a pre-existing condition, and so do 60% of all of the other people in the United States of America. Eden Workout says, my parents were the same way. Exactly. Olivia says, make the shirt, Dr. D. Because it's crazy. Like, we really believe that my pension, my health care, I got to stay at the school system. It's people who work jobs all over the world. They have pensions. They have insurance. Why do you believe that the school system is the only thing that can give you a pension or insurance? Y'all, that's a limiting belief. And the sad part is a lot of y'all going to find out when y'all leave that school system that you was being bamboozled. That health care sucked. You pay, I ain't paid more than $5 for a prescription in 7 years. My prescription is, when I need a prescription, is $5. I don't have to pay co-pays when I go to the doctor. No copay. I was paying a $75 copay when good morning, every student excels. When I was going to the, if I went to a specialist, it was $75. If I went to urgent care, it was $500 on the spot to begin with. I ain't had none of that since I left the school system. All of the consultants who I talk to, and I have a mastermind, so I'm in communion with many consultants. All of them said they were bamboozled by the school system. So I need us to stop this limiting belief that you cannot leave your toxic job, your job that you're no longer fulfilled at, the job that no longer serves you, the job that is literally trying to kill you because you need health care, because you're the health care provider for your family. I need us to stop that. She said, so true. Me too. So then number 8, the economic conditions. Y'all gonna stop this foolishness right here. It's too risky in today's economy because you think tomorrow's economy gonna be better. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. People, we don't always been able to make it through. But that does not mean that you need to live a miserable life. If you know, let's just be, let me get real with you. Some of y'all working in schools, the principal out to get you, you stressed out. I was talking to somebody, she went to the doctor, and the doctor told her if she don't change her whole situation, she won't be coming back to the next appointment because she'll be dead. Guess what? He's talking to her about her level of stress. He's talking to her. Of course, she has several conditions, but the stress exasperates it, and she's not doing well. And she is trying to move everything except her job. The doctor is looking at her like she is crazy. Because the thing that's causing you to stress is the thing that you keep going. She didn't even realize a lot of the stress that she was in until the doctor was pointing it out to her that that's probably very stressful on you. But it is her way of doing things. And so she doesn't realize that it's stressful. People, she was trying to move everything. Okay, so I'm gonna try to take it easy, and I'm gonna let my kids know that they can't be stressing me out. No, it's not the kids, it's the job. And it's crazy. We are literally, that's right, Forever Teaching. The teachers are dying. I don't think that we understand how many teachers have heart attacks, how many teachers have strokes, how many teachers leave out on disability. That's why only 1 in 5 teachers retire with a full retirement, because many of them leave early because they quit, go to something else, and they go out on disability because they've had a stroke, they've had a heart attack, their lupus is acting up, they have MS and it is flaring up every month. That's from the stress. It is stress. Don't get me started. Enrichment says most educators don't have faith over fear. They do not. And these are the limiting beliefs that keep them stuck. We are worried. You ain't worried about the economic conditions of the United States for real. Are you following the stock market? Do you have money in the stock market? Are you following all of the things that's going through? Girl, that ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't never had nothing to do with you. So let's stop pretending that all of a sudden the economic conditions in the United States is what's keeping us stuck. No, it's not. Number nine. And I want to, any of these, which one is you? Number 9, age. I'm too old. If I hear another teacher say that, if I hear another woman say, I am too old. Oh, every student at SEL says, I had a heart attack 3 years ago and left early. Oh, at least you had the good ability to leave. A heart attack 3 years ago, that's a lot. And let me not, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm happy that you were able to get it together and to take the time that you need. She said she left. She wasn't playing with it. But how many of your colleagues came to your to the hospital to see you? And how many came to your home to make sure you were okay? And how many brought you meals for you and your family and for your kids? And how many helped you pay your bills? What did them people at work do when you was in that hospital trying to recover from that heart attack? And the doctor was sitting there trying to tell you what you need to do and how you need to live from this point forward to make sure that you don't have another heart attack. Because we already know that when you have one heart attack, it makes you susceptible for another heart attack if you don't get it together. She said three. So out of all them people at the school, 3 people checked on you, 3 people came to see you, 3 people. See, we do all this. We holler about how the kids, I gotta show up for the kids, I gotta help the kids. We holler about how, girl, you know that them kids ain't gonna be able to get nothing done if I ain't there. I gotta be there. They gotta take this map test, they gotta take this end of year assessment, and I gotta get them ready. You no, no. We confuse our job. You have a job. And if you are sick and ill, you don't do work. You go home. You take care of yourself. We think that the school is not going to go on without us, and we've learned that it does. So, number 9 is age. I am too old. You are not too old. Well, who told you that? See, back in the day, oh, she said, and I was with that district for 26 years. And so after 26 years, 3 people came to see you. Girl, I'm happy you left that job. Olivia says, listen, I left the substitute job after 7 days due to stress. Okay. We have to stop staying in these toxic situations, these places and situations that are harming us, whether it's work, whether it's a relationship. I don't care what it is. Harm, when it causes harm, you have to know I deserve more. You have to know I deserve better. You have to know I can do better than this. You have to know this is for somebody else. This ain't for me. You got to have a standard for yourself. Like us, when you have a standard, you're not going below that standard. Forever Teaching says, and they replaced you in a heartbeat. Your family cannot replace you. I keep telling teachers this, right? They're going to replace you when you die on that job. They coming to replace you. When they come and foreclose on your house, the school don't care, and they're going to tell you don't be crying in front of them kids. When you don't make your bills, the school don't care. You are caring about the wrong stuff. Y'all, we got loyalty to the wrong thing. We have to be loyal to ourselves, and teachers and people in social work positions are the only ones who do this. And it's mainly filled with women, and we have to get a different perspective. It's us, it's not them. That's right. And Eden Workout says the job will use you up, throw you away, and hire somebody else. They do it every single day. They do it every single day. They don't care how long you've been there. And that's because you are there as an employee, but you don't see yourself as an employee. You see yourself as a major contributor to the school, that the school can't go on without you. It's not, y'all better stop it. Number 10, the last one, security and comfort. This now I'm finna tell y'all the truth. I'm about to give it to you. I done heard too many educators say, I'd rather deal with the devil I know than to go somewhere else and have to deal with a new one. Now tell me you ain't never heard nobody say that. Teachers been on the job for 15 years, hate the principal, don't like the kids. Everything get worse each year, every year. They steady complaining, steady talking about the kids, talking about the parents, hate being in carpool, showing up late, don't want to do recess duty. And then when you say, well, why you won't leave and go to another job? You say, I'd rather deal with the devil I know than to deal with the one I don't. And my response to you is, why are you dealing with a devil, period? Who told you we should be dealing with the devil? I'm not dealing with the devil. What in the world? I'm going away from the devil. Like, that is crazy thinking. Every student at SEL says, where are you located? I am located in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. So we don't have to deal with the devil, period. We don't have to deal with the devil, period. Olivia says, I've heard people say it. It's a crazy saying. Right. Why are we dealing with the devil? The fact that you say I would rather deal with the devil, what does that say about your mindset? What does that say about your mindset? All right, she said she's in Houston, Texas. Girl, you know we love Texas. I'll be moving to Texas next year, but I'm moving to the Fort Worth area, about 4 hours away from you, because I am a vendor in 16 schools in Texas and have a couple of contracts there. So, you know, we got the Texas system on lock. We know how to get in there and get those school contracts and make that work. So, yeah. I'll be moving to the Fort Worth area. As a matter of fact, Olivia's on here. I think Olivia just moved to Texas too. Olivia, what part of Texas did you move to, or are you moving to? I think Olivia was in Arizona and she's moving to Texas. Forever Teaching says, facts. Why are we dealing with the devil? I left the devil February 6th. Okay, leave that devil alone. Leave that devil alone. And it's because we don't expect more. We don't think that we deserve more. We don't think that we can do better. It's these things that I've told you. We don't think that we can find another job. We don't think that people will pay us with the same benefits and all of those things. We don't think that our skills will transfer and people will see the value in us. And I need us to stop with these limiting beliefs. Yeah, Olivia said she's moving on May 4th to Dallas. Oh, Olivia, you won't be too far from me. Um, okay, okay, every student excels. That's what we do over here. We left that school system after 17 years, and I've worked several positions in the school system, all the way up to building principal. And I didn't want to do it anymore. It doesn't mean that you're horrible at your job. It doesn't mean that you're no longer effective. But unfortunately, many of us, we were taught that you go to school, you get a good job, you stay there for 30 years and you retire. Nobody told us what to do when you retire, when you get into the job, and after 10, 12, 15 years, you no longer want to do that anymore. You have a new dream, because back then you could only have one dream. But in today's society, you can have more than one dream. Back then, it wasn't a lot of dreaming that you could do. And especially as Black people, let's be honest, especially as Black people. And so now we have a whole new world. We have internet. We're connected all over the world. We can talk to people. We can do all types of stuff. We can learn in a different way, and we can make things happen. We can make money in a different way. But many of us, myself was included, was stuck in a mindset that I can only teach if I'm in school. I can, oh, and look at there, Eden Workout is in Dallas too. So Olivia, Eden Workout, she's on YouTube. She's in Dallas. She moved there 6 months ago. How do you like it in Dallas? Because I'll be right outside of Dallas in Fort Worth. Although I'm going to be on the outskirts of Fort Worth. I won't be actually in Fort Worth. I'll be in one of those little surrounding areas. But how do you like it in Dallas? And everybody excels is in Houston. You know, I love me some good Houston, you know, but Houston is just like St. Louis. I'm sorry to tell you, but St. Louis and Houston are very similar. And every time I come to Houston, I feel like I'm at home. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but I want something a little bit different. She said, yes, she'll have community. Yes. So I want us to really think about, like, why is it that we are afraid to leave our jobs? Why is it that we stay in these toxic situations? We put it on, I have to take care of my kids. I got to keep a roof over their heads. I got to pay these bills. Guess what? If they fired you today, if your job fired you today, you would figure out how to pay those bills. You wouldn't sit there twiddling your thumbs and trying to figure out, oh my God, how am I going to pay my bills? No, you're going to go and create your next plan to pay your bills. But we feel like when people have to push us out, and I want us to stop being in that at that point where you're gonna stay. You already know they bothering you. You just don't like it. Oh, she says she needs to learn Spanish. Oh, I'm gonna take Spanish classes too. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna take Spanish classes. I am going to hire a Spanish speaking person to teach me one-on-one, because I can say some words, but when I hear it, I can't separate the words. So yeah, and it's actually almost cheaper to have a person to teach you as opposed to taking a class and learning that way. Just so you know, and they can also teach you online. It's really interesting. But yeah, so we have to get out of our minds that we have to stay in these situations. We got to stop letting people push us out. You know, seasons change. Just like right now, we're in spring. And as you can see, I have on a kind of sweatshirt type thing, because in spring here in St. Louis, our weather is around 70 degrees, 70, 75 degrees with a nice breeze and beautiful sunshine almost every single day. But the wind is a little chilly, and you have to wear a sweater. But I would not be able to function in the clothes that I had for winter, because we get cold winters in St. Louis. So I couldn't sit here with those sweaters and turtlenecks and coats and stuff on. You have to prepare for the season to change, but you got to understand that seasons change. Part of the problem is we want everything to stay the same. We want to keep doing things the way we've been doing it, and it does not work like that. And I really want us to understand that it doesn't work like that. Some things are in your life just for a season. Other things come just for a reason. And then we have to move forward. And you don't have to stay stuck. You are not a tree. You can move. You do not have to stay stuck. There are people who are staying in their hometown because that's their hometown. Even though you hate the cold, even though you hate the people, even though they don't have the activities that you're looking for, but you're too afraid to say, I don't like it here. It's good for you, but it's not good for me, and I'm going to move. Just because all of your family is in one place, you won't move because you want to stay and be in comfort, even though you're in discomfort. So it's not just about the work. We will stay in a relationship that is no longer serving us, that's not moving us to the next level. It's only depleting us. And we will stay because that's what we're accustomed to. That's what this is the way it's been. Well, I'm just gonna deal with what I already got. At least I got a man. That's not okay. Like, we have to have a standard for ourselves. My standard is, and I've been married for 24 years. And as a married woman, my husband knows, if at any point my life is less than it was before I met you, we got to break up. We got to break up. There is no reason why two people working and partnering together shouldn't have a better life than the one person had by themselves. When I was by myself, I had my own place. I had my own new shiny vehicle. I had bills paid. I had money in the bank. I was doing just fine. I wasn't struggling. I was working my good job. I was having a good social life. And so when you add something to your life, it should add to your life, and you should be able to say exactly what it is that you want. And that's why I started with the restaurant analogy. When you go into the restaurant, do you get what it is that you want, or do you settle for what you see on the menu, or do you settle for what you believe you can afford? And that is the reason that many of us are still in the jobs that are taking away our health, that are taking away our ability to thrive, will not let us grow, and keeps us stuck. Because if you think about that restaurant analogy, when you go into that restaurant and you sit down and you open that menu, when you open that menu, you already know what you want. In reality, you know if you had a taste for steak, you know if you had a taste for seafood, you know if you had a taste for chicken, you know if you had a taste for fish, and then you allowed something else to change your mind, be it price, be it whatever it was. Tanyette says, change definitely has to happen. Texas is great. Been here for 18 years. Yes, yes. So change is good. And we have to address these limits and beliefs. And oh, hey, Tanya, girl, we had a VIP day today and she done changed it. That's why I'm up, because I was like, oh, I get to talk to Tanya, but I see that you changed it and made it a different day. So I did see it on the calendar. I hope you are getting, moving through and everything is working out well for you. It seems like it's working out well for you, but I was like, okay, I hope everything is okay. And I also know that it's the end of the school year, and so we have to close out the school year and everything. So get yourself together. I'm ready for you when you're ready, Tanya. So I want us to really address these limits and beliefs. And I want you to really think about what it is that you want to do with your life. And for who was that on this on Instagram? And Instagram, we also have a YouTube page. So some of us are over on YouTube. So on YouTube, we don't have the connection issues. So for those who are ready, I encourage you, get your ticket to Iman Live. Like, you need to be in a community of other educators who have left, who are doing things, who are living great. And it's not just about leaving. I don't want to confuse us with that. I want us to live the life of our dreams. You can literally live the life of your dreams. I've gotten up every day in the month of April to come to do lives. It's been 30 days and I've been live 26 out of 30 days. 26 out of 30 days. I've been live sharing, trying to help us to understand, because I know that you can live the life of your dreams. I didn't know before now. I knew what my dreams were, but I didn't know how to get to them. And then I kind of put them on the back burner because I fell into this school trap. I love teaching. I love working with kids. I love making a difference. I love leading and building community. But I had to own the fact that I don't have to do it in a school system. I don't have to be in a toxic situation in order for that to happen. I don't have to drain myself and deplete myself and lose everything that I have of me in order to make that happen. I don't have to sacrifice the time that I have with my boys who are growing up, who you don't get to get that time back. When I left my job, my boys were 8, 9, and 14. I was 42 years old. Okay. I was 42 years old. So when you say I'm too old, no, you're not. No, you're not. I ain't have no job lined up. I had said, I'm gonna start this consulting business. I'm gonna sell my skills. I'm gonna monetize. You done seen other people come into your school system, do it and not do it as well. So why wouldn't they pay you? Your school may not pay you, but there are other schools that will pay you. We just had somebody in the mastermind to close a six-figure contract. We had somebody else to close a $40,000 contract for 6 days of work. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All she has to do is do that again. We have someone who just got into the correction department doing trainings with the inmates, because a lot of times we think that it's only one way that we can do this. It's a whole bunch of ways you can do it. Your skills are sellable to more than just schools. Schools is one thing we can sell to. And then you have public, you have private, you have charter, you have religious, but then we also have churches. Churches, you got to go where your client is. Churches have students in them. Churches have kids in them. Those kids need people to support them. And so it's not that you're working with the kids. When you think about a child care center or early learning center, those are not people who have degrees most times. Those are not people who have been former teachers. Those are people who needed a job, who maybe love kids, and they took the job. So they need you to come in and train them. When you go to places like the Urban League and the YMCA, and 100 Black Men, they pay for people to come in and train the people so that they can adequately work with the group that they are working with. So there are other organizations that need training. Group homes. Everybody has group homes. All over every state, there are group homes. That means the kids stay in the group home due to whatever happened in the household. Well, those people who work with those kids in those group homes are not teachers. They need training. They need to know how to help these kids regulate their emotions. They need to know social emotional training. They need cultural bias training. They need how to build positive relationship training. They need how to help the kids with reading. They need how to help the kids with math. They need how AI and technology is impacting our youth. They need how to help with bullying in all these places. When you think about a domestic violence shelter, I keep telling people, y'all be sleeping on the money in domestic violence shelters. Domestic violence shelters are filled with what? Women who have been abused in some way or another. 9 times out of 10, almost 10 times out of 10, that woman has children. Well, guess what? They get grants to get training and PD. Those women have to go through classes in order to get the housing, in order to get the support, in order to get the things that they need. Who do you think that the domestic violence people, they ain't got no special listing of people that they call, folks? They don't know where to get these people from. The person who is running the domestic violence shelter is somebody just like me, who just loves the cause, who maybe experienced it themselves or something, and they decided, I'm going to open up a domestic violence shelter. They got the grant money, they got the things that they needed, and they were able to open it and provide the services, and then they're getting this grant money. Y'all, they need people to pay the grant money to. What are we doing? What are we doing? Every juvenile facility, those people got to have training. Those correction officers don't know how to do what y'all do. They have to school those kids in the correctional facilities, the juvenile homes. What are we doing? Money, money, money. You still get to work your passion. You still get to make an impact, but you get paid a whole lot more, and you get to stay and do whatever you want to do on your own time. Here I am this morning, and I'm going to come back later on. I'm going to give y'all my breakdown for April. So you're going to see me go live twice today. I'm not going to go live on YouTube twice because, that mess up the algorithm. But I'm going to go live on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm going to break down to y'all what my abundant April was like so that y'all can know what happens when you work intentionally. But I want us to understand, that's right, she said good stuff. She said, I provided a 6-month learning solutions contract for a church to a religious after school and homework tutoring program. Yes. And I just need us to know, like, for the people who say, I can't leave my job because I got kids, do that also mean you can't make any extra income? You see how I believe that's Danette with Enrichment Strategies and Strategist Services. You see how she said she provided a 6-month learning solutions contract for a church to a religious after school homework and tutoring program. This is after school, people. You can go to your day job and then do this after school. This is what I need us to understand. Just because the job said we only paying you $3,000 a month, why do you believe that that's oh, she said this is Tonisha. Okay, thank you, Tonisha. Why is it that we believe that we can only make what they said? Like, why do we believe that? That was back in your parents' day. But in this day and age, you can do an after school contract for 6 months like Tonisha did. After school, that's after school. All you got to do is leave your job, your school on time. Stop staying after. Stop trying to be friends with the principal. Stop trying to listen in on other people's conversation. You get off at 3 o'clock, and you can contractually leave at 3 o'clock, 3:05. You need to be in your car pulling off that parking lot. But what do? We want to go to the copy room. We want to go to the staff room. We want to go to talk to the lady next door. We want to do all these things. Girl, that lady ain't got no life, ain't doing nothing. You need to leave her and go get your money. So how would an extra $1,000 help you in a month? How would an extra $2,000? Why do we believe that we can only have the income that the job said we can have? When it's so many more ways to make money now. You can start your own after school tutoring program, and it don't have to be with kids in your school. But you would rather take the easy route and let the school system pay you $25, $35 an hour, 2 hours a day. That's $70, 3 times a week. That's $210 what you just spent 10 hours, because even though it's 2, 2, and 2, which is 6, you still have to prep and plan an hour before and drive home late. So now we at 10 hours. If you use that same 10 hours each week to build your business, you would make 100 times what they are paying you in less than 6 months. But we have to get these limits and beliefs out of our minds. And we have to, let me get y'all the steps real quick, because this going on too long. Number one, we got to identify that limits and belief. What is your limits and belief? I just went through 10 of them with you. Is it around finances? Do you have limits and beliefs around finances? Is it around your skills? Is it around your identity and purpose? Is it around failure? Is it around judgment from others? Is it around time and energy? Is it around healthcare needs? Is it around the economic conditions of the U.S.? Is it around age? Or is it around security and comfort? Those are the 10 limiting beliefs. You don't got to go look anything up. I'm telling you, figure out which one it is. And then you need to be looking up what you need to do to get past that limiting belief. You can't just say this my limiting belief and I ain't doing that no more. It don't work like that. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. That's right. Olivia said, break the limits off. I'm going to listen to this song today. See? So we got to do some things. We got to learn about that limiting belief, figure out what was the root cause of that limiting belief, and what do I need to do to move past that limiting belief and then actually do it. It's not just, this is my limiting belief, I get it. You do not get it. That's not true. You have identified it. Now you have to do the work to overcome it. Then number 2, that's the next part, is educate yourself. Learn about that limiting belief, learn about strategies around that limiting belief, and implement the strategies. Address the limiting belief. Take it all the way back to your childhood. That's where it came from. That's where it came from. In my household, my mama told us, you go to school, you get a job, you stay there for 30 years, and then you retire, you live your good life. She told us, you pay them bills. You get them bills paid. Everything in our household was focused on paying the bills. We never experienced lights off, gas. I have never experienced that in my entire life. I have never flicked the switch and the lights didn't come on. I've never turned a water faucet and the water didn't come on. But everything in our household was focused on getting the bills paid. It wasn't about leisure. It wasn't about having fun. It wasn't about taking good care of yourself. It wasn't about making yourself first. It was all about sacrifice, struggle, paying the bills. So I had to own this. I had to go back to my childhood Evaluate, where did I get these beliefs from? I would go into a restaurant and I would not get what I wanted if it was too high. I would not get what I wanted if it cost too much. I would not get it. That was a limiting belief that came from my childhood, from the belief that bills come first. You pay your bills first. No, now we know you pay yourself first. Even as I'm sitting here saying this, it's some of us who are on this call listening to me right now who you know it, but you still don't pay yourself first. You get that check on Friday, on the 15th, on the 30th, whenever you get paid. And the first thing you do is you pay them bills. Ain't no money going over into your savings account. Ain't no money going into your investment account. And I'm not talking about the pension that they take automatically out of your check. I'm talking about when that money comes into your account, we get money in, we pay mortgage, insurance, car note, light, gas, telephone. And then if there's anything left, we figure out what we're going to do. That is not the way it's supposed to be. That is a financial limiting belief. And until we address where that belief came from, we will continue down that path, and then you have to implement the thing. So educate yourself. Then number 3, you got to make a plan, people. You got to make a plan. What is your plan? You don't want to be in your job anymore. You want to move forward. You want to start a business. You want to do this. You want to bring some extra income in. You want to take 4 to 5 vacations a year. Whatever the thing is, you need to have a plan. What is the plan? You make the plan based off what you're dreaming for, what it is you're wishing for, what it is you want. So create the plan. The plan only requires you to understand the vision. If you don't know what the vision is, you won't know when you're stepping in it. You won't know when you're in it. You will just keep operating like it's another day, and you won't be able to be in true gratitude. And gratitude is the energy that you want. So when I'm out during the daytime, like today, I'm going to this restaurant, because it'll be one of the restaurants that we'll use for the live event in St. Louis on July 12th through the 14th. And so I'm going there to eat, to taste the food, and to make sure that it is at my standard. I'm living a dream, people. This is what I dream for myself, to be out at 11, 12 o'clock in the day at a fancy restaurant, eating leisurely, not having to worry about, can I afford this, not steady checking my bank account, not steady having to think about things that are not important, to be free mentally. I don't have to think about 26 things at a time. I can sit here, I can talk to y'all, I can give you my undivided attention. I can share with you. This is my dream, people. I can empower the women, the Black women. I love y'all. Like, don't ever let nobody tell y'all that I'm not for you, because I am. We'll do whatever I can do to help you to move, because the Lord saw fit to do it for me. He said, girl, let me take this little crazy girl from St. Louis and let me show her that little dream she got. She dreaming too big. Let me help her to dream bigger. And a lot of us, we dreaming too small. And I said, I'm going to share this message so that we know your dream is too small. But guess what? In order to get to that bigger dream, you got to become a different version of yourself. You can't keep being the same you. Every time I eat with 7 and 8 figure earners, I pay attention to how it is they move, what it is they say, how it is they interact. They're always themselves. And one of the things that I noticed, which is why I brought this restaurant analogy to you, is when they go into the restaurant, half of them don't even look at the menu. No person, none of the high level earners that I sit with, talk to, hang out with, they don't look and limit themselves, because they believe that abundance is their birthright. It's not about the amount of money that's in their bank account. And some of us don't understand that it's not about what's in your account. Abundance is about more than just money. You got to have an abundant mindset. And in that mindset, that's about time. That's about energy. That's about skills. That's about identity. You got to have abundant mindset in everything, not just in money. And so when you limit yourself, that's not an abundant mindset. That's not an abundant mindset. And so I want us to know, once you make the plan, then you got to get into a new environment. You can't identify your limiting belief, educate yourself, make a plan, and then go right back to the same people, the same things you've been doing. You got to get into a new network, create a new network, get with people who are where you want to be, and get you some mentorship. That's the cheat code. That's how you accelerate your progress. It don't take 5-10 years anymore. We got the internet, people. We can talk to people who are doing it. Before now, you didn't have access. Some of y'all in Texas, I'm in Missouri. We are literally 1,000 miles apart. Before now, there was no way for you to be able to talk to me. Before now, there was no way for you to be able to talk to me other than on the phone, but then you would never get to meet me. But now we have the internet, and so we can accelerate our progress. You can talk to people and work with people and deal with people who you before now did not have access to. And then my next thing that I'm going to suggest to you, which is number 5, get paid to do a project. Get paid to do a project. Stop working for free. Stop working for free. Them people who call you talking about, girl, let me pick your brain. Girl, let me run something past you. Stop working for free. They're taking advantage of you. They're using you. They know if they called anybody else, they would need to pay. They would need to pay. But you don't feel like what you're doing is valuable. You know it is, but you don't want to ask to be paid because then you're going to feel guilty. You don't want people to talk about you. You don't want people to think that you broke. Well, girl, she asked me to pay her. Who she think I am? I ain't paying her for that. She don't need your services. Let's be real. That's right. Olivia said, I got my mentor. Okay, Miss Olivia, right here. She said, get you a mentor. I promise you it will excel you. It will. Get you that ticket to Iman Live 2024. Let me help you stay at the Ritz-Carlton. All of y'all need to be at the Ritz-Carlton. I done got you amazing rates, $239 a night. Now, you know you can't stay at no Ritz-Carlton for $200 a night. Now, stop playing. I done negotiated you an amazing rate to stay at the Ritz-Carlton in Clayton, Missouri. Stay there, enjoy, because you need to understand what your life can be like. Come on, let me introduce you to some more people. All of them are doing amazing things. They're all educators. All of the participants who come are educators, but they have either left or are leaving the world of education. Some are still working in education. Some are absolutely, it can be reserved with a card. And you know what? With the Ritz-Carlton, once you get your ticket, and you do your reservation, they don't charge you at that time. They just make sure that the card is valid so that they're not going to charge your card at that time is what I'm saying. So that's one of the things that we also talked about because they realize you all are teachers and we know that teachers don't make a whole lot of money, but you deserve the best. So come on to Ritz-Carlton, go on over to my website and get that Iman Live ticket. As a matter of fact, it's attached to this live. Check it out. And we're going to have some amazing speakers. We're going to have some people who are going to help you elevate your life. It's too many ways for you to make money. That is the theme, elevate. And not to mention, we always talking about having fun. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a sneaker ball. Baby, we playing dress up. Girl, this the time that wedding dress that you never got to wear again, that bridal gown you never got to wear again, you was that bridesmaid. This the time to wear that outfit. We're gonna have a sneaker ball, and so you get to wear your sneakers with your fancy outfit. And you know I love Bridgerton, Shonda Rhimes, Bridgerton. So we're gonna have us a Bridgerton tea. We're gonna have us a Bridgerton tea. And one thing about us at our live events, like we don't do those clicks. I want to be clear about that. We don't do those clicks. Like we set the tone. And even me, ask the people who have been. I sit at the table with y'all. I eat. We go to dinner. We have a great time. We have an amazing time. It's not like that person who come out on stage and is like, oh, I'm the star, and wave and do their little speech and walk away and you don't ever see them again. No, we know that. Don't compare me and what we do over here to what you've been to in the past. That's not the experience I'm trying to create for you. I'm creating an opportunity for you to get what you need, for you to elevate, for you to network, and for you to receive high-level education from high-level people who are doing the things. I'm not bringing you celebrities. Like I try to stay away from that. Like Robert Hartwell, he might be there, because that's my boy. But I try to bring you people who are doing amazing things, who are 7- and 8-figure earners. Some of them are high 6-figure earners because they remember what it was like to be where you are now. So I don't want to bring you somebody who has been, 20 years removed from just starting out. We want you to, we need you to have people who can relate to you. I want you to be able to ask them questions and they answer your question. I want them to know your name when you get through. That's the thing that I love about it. We're bringing one of my besties runs a $22 million government contracting business. You want to learn how to government contract, you want to know what that's like. Learn it from somebody who did it in 2 years. In 2 years, you made $22 million. Ain't that the person you want to talk to? I want you to listen to a story from a stylist who is the stylist for all of the celebrities you know. It's the stylist for all of them. How does she get in contact with them? How does she position herself? How does she get to talk to them? How does she do this? A regular old person, like when you see her, you're going to be like, oh my God, she is the stylist for this person. Is all of the little shows you watch, all of the housewives shows, all of the Bravo shows. Girl, this is the stylist for them. Y'all need to stop playing with me. I'm gonna bring you somebody in front of you who's gonna talk to you about how you gonna. I know some of y'all worried about if I make a bunch of money, how I'm gonna pay all them taxes. Girl, don't worry about it. We got you. If that was a problem, rich people wouldn't be mad about that. They would be mad about taxes, but they not. It's all about understanding the 475 tax codes, and she helps you to plan for your financial future. And so we bring these people in front of you and we let you talk to them. We let them educate you. We let you ask questions. We do panel interviews where you get to hear from consultants who are at the beginning of the journey. At the end, we have somebody, I forgot about her. She's closed a $56,000 contract. She only has 2 contracts. This girl has 2 contracts. One is 56,000 and I think the other is 58,000. She said, Dr. D, I'm done. I ain't taking no more work this year. I was like, wait a minute. No, sis, that ain't what we doing. She was like, this more money than I never made in my entire life. She was like, no, I'm done. This all I need. And I was like, no, I want you to think about this. You ain't got to take on another big contract. And when I say big contract, I think her one contract is 12 days, but with the work added on, the pre and prep work is 18 days. And her other contract is 30 days because she didn't negotiate that contract well. But it's 30 days, still not bad for a whole year. So those 2 contracts are bringing her in over 6 figures. And she was like, I'm done. It's enough money because keep in mind, we get our money straight into the bank. We don't have to pay taxes until the end. And if you got your expenses right, you're going to be good on taxes. And so she was like, I'm good, Dr. D, I'm done. I don't need to get no more. And I was like, no, that's not what we're doing. We still going to work and get more contracts lined up. And we definitely going to make sure that we're keeping our leads going. But I also want you to now begin to get some of this passive income while you have these 2 big contracts that's taking care of all of your bills. Because can we be real? I don't know if y'all ready to be real or not. But if we can be real, when she got her first deposit of $28,000, she was able to pay her bills off for the year. She was able to pay her house note off for 12 months. You hear me? The deposit came, it was $28,000. She was able to pay her house note off for the next 12 months. She was able to pay a big deposit on her electric bill, on her gas bill. She paid her car note up for 6 months, and she paid her car insurance for 6 months. All of her bills were paid for 6 to 12 months. Okay. That was only on half of her deposit. She still had the other contract where she got a $25,000 deposit. Now that's just half. She's going to get the other half at the end. So she had already said the $28,000, I'm paying all my bills up for the year. I'm not playing around with that. Then when the other half came, she was like, this is what I'm living off of. So I'm gonna give myself a stipend for each month. My bills is paid. This is all now just play money. So she gave herself $1,200 every month for the next 12 months as her play money out of that $25,000. Now, if you know how to add, she still got money left over. She said, this is going into my emergency account in case anything goes wrong. I got something to stand back on. If you counting with me, you know that she still got 50-some thousand dollars that's going to come in once she finish these contracts. When I say it's different, okay? So then I said, let's work on getting your passive income together. So now she's working on her ebook that she's going to be selling. She's working on that. And she's also working on her digital course. She's doing a webinar. And so she will have her webinar out, and her webinar will be her lead magnet to bring more contracts in. And so now she has time to do things. She's planning her vacation. She has 3 vacations lined up that she'll be attending, that she'll be doing. And these vacations are not 3 and 4 day vacations. These vacations, one of them is 7 days and the other one is 10 days. And I told her that her next one let's go ahead and make it 12 days, because you know how you take those vacations and come back more tired than you was before you went. So we're trying to avoid that. I want you to get all of your rest in, be able to do all the things you want to do, and come back refreshed. The reason why you come back tired is because you ripped and ran and did all those things, and you didn't have any days where you can just lay on the beach and order Mai Tais and let the sun shine on you and read a book and watch a Netflix movie. And so that's what I told her. The third one, we need to make it at least 12 days. And I can't wait for you all to get to that point. That's right. Tanyetta said, Tonisha says, nice. Right. And it's all because she bet on herself. It's all because she said, I am going to believe something different. And that's all it takes for many of us, is to just believe something different. But it's so hard to believe something different when we've been believing the same thing for the past 30, 40, 50 years. So click that link, get y'all tickets to Iman Live. I'm going to go do a few things, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to break down my April. Y'all join me back. I'm going to break down my April, because remember I did Abundant April. And so I'm going to share with you all what I did, what my thought process was, what I achieved, and where I'm at on a scale of 1 to 10 on how April is, because today is April 30th and we begin May. For May, I'm doing the month of me, baby. It's the month of me. It's Mother's Day. I'm a mother. My boys are now 17, 18, and 24. Okay? Okay? My 17-year-old will be 18 in December. My 18-year-old will be 19 in November. It is Mother's Day. I've done a phenomenal job as a mother. I have demonstrated to them what a mother is. We have amazing relationships, and this is the month of me. I'm taking time to just be loyal to me, to spend time with me, to make sure I'm fulfilling my dreams and doing the things that I want to do. So I'm going to close out April and come back, and we're going to start May with the month of me. I invite you to join me. I'm going to talk to y'all about what it is I'm dreaming for, what it is I want, what adventures I'm going to have, things that I'm going to do, things that I'm going to eliminate from my life, things that need to change. So I'm going to talk about what I'm going to start doing and actually do it, things I'm going to experiment with. I'm just saying, y'all join me. All right, y'all. Have a good rest of y'all day. I will see